Record of Lodoss War. Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth is a 2D Metroidvania made by Team Ladybug and VSS Playground and is published by Playism. I have to admit, I have never heard of the series, but holy moly, it started in 1990 and is still going strong. Books, games and an anime series, just to speak of some media of the series. Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth is the newest entry. It's always nice to find about new interesting media which has been popular in Japan for such a long time and most people in the West like me haven't heard of it. Let's see if it found a new fan with me. You play as Deedlit, or as some of her friends call her, Dido,
I will go down on your dick,
who awakens alone in an unknown but somehow familiar place. Fans of the series might know what this place is, but I have no clue. So, here we go.
Here we go!
Deedlit makes her way to find out what happened to her and her friends from previous titles, since they are also here but don't explain anything and just run away.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Sounds freaking toxic to me, but who knows what's wrong with our main protagonist. The gameplay is quite simple. You can attack in all directions, jump and dodge, which looks cool because you leave an after image. Pretty early on you'll find your spirit companions, Sylph, the Ghost of the Wind, with which you can float and reach higher places, and Salamander, who can destroy barrels. Yeah, one mechanic is maybe a tad bit more exciting than the other, but I won't tell you which one. By pressing a button you can freely switch between the ghosts, which is an integral part of the world design. There are barriers which only lets you pass when you equip the right spirit, and environmental hazards like lava, which won't damage you having the fire spirit equipped. It'll be so freaking unfair in the floor is lava. Some enemies also have attacks which are negated by your spirits and resistances which negate your attacks. Enemies drop weapons, coins and dices which level up the spirit which you aren't currently using to a max level of 3.
Oh hell no, I'm out of here.
Which boosts your attack stats and heals you permanently. Getting hit reduces the level by 1. Then you also have mana, which you need for your bow to shoot arrows and to use elemental skills. The retro style visual presentation and sprite-based 2D animations look fantastic. What can I say? I'm just a sucker for pixelated games. The level design is typical Metroidvania stuff, different areas lit up by items, enemies and secrets. Some rooms aren't unlockable at the current state, so you will have to return later. Ah yes, backtracking.
Oh, my favorite!
I do have to admit that I like backtracking in this genre of games since I have to return to previous areas and don't just rush through them. Backtracking in other games like the Metroid Prime series not so much. Don't get me wrong, these are still great games, but the backtracking was just annoying.
Give it to me! Give it to me!
Statues of sword mines are your save states and refill your health and mana.
It's a miracle! I'm cured!
Yellow portals teleport you to other portals you have previously visited. Basic but always appreciated. The enemy types vary.
Ew, you nasty ass bastard! You
And as I said before, have resistances and attacks, either wind or fire, so you need to switch between your companions. The boss fights are especially fun. I won't get too much into detail since I don't want to spoil too much, but the spirit mechanic is very well integrated into these fights. The music is great and fitting for this type of game. A bit more variety would have been appreciated though, since the levels only have one track each. Even the bosses I have fought till now have the same music. Since the game is very short, probably around 6 hours or even less as you can see at my map completion after roughly 1 hour of playtime, some more music would have been great. I had a weird bug happen to me. My controller started vibrating uncontrollably after 20 minutes. And since I wasn't in the mood for that, I had to disable the vibration. Maybe I'll turn it back on later. I read mixed reviews about the game. Some loved spirit game mechanics and some people hate it. I personally enjoy it since it makes the game a bit more challenging. Challenge is the keyword here. The game is a bit too easy though.
fucking simple, mate.
I have not died to a single boss or enemy. All in all, I defeated the first 3 bosses. This isn't really problematic, but for example, I enjoyed having to fight bosses of Hollow Knight more than once because they beat my ass. No, you don't understand, I actually want to get my cheeks clapped in Metroidvanias.
I need it!
I want to learn the boss patterns, and for this I need to fight them more than once. Imagine if you could defeat every boss in Dark Souls on your first try. that wouldn't be much fun. Not that the boss fights in Deedlit and Wonderland are bad, as I've said before, but they could have been a bit more challenging. All in all, the game is fantastic though. It is one of these games you play by chance because it kinda looks interesting, and you stay because it's really good. Like a shady restaurant with cheap prices where the food is absolutely delicious, and you come back for more. It is one of the best Metroidvanias I've played since a long time, and I will definitely look more into the series. As always, thank you for watching, I'm Harry Derry, and see you in the next video. Anyone interested in buying my controller? Could probably also be used for 2 people simultaneously.